Just want to show my support and basically repeat something that one of the 6th grade students had said last time that we were in here, is it just makes sense, and for a lot of reasons. And that's it. Thank you.
Tim Benson will be followed by Andy Schrader.
All right, Madam Mayor, members of the council, good afternoon, and thank you for having us to talk about this issue today. I bring for you this bag from Urban Outfitters. It is a cloth reusable bag. I bring this up to demonstrate that it's still very possible for businesses to advertise their companies through the use of bags while not compromising the health of environmentalists and the goals of environmentalists and their goals to eradicate plastic in this community. I'm here from the UCSB chapter of the Plastic Pollution Coalition, a coalition made up of a number of student organizations committed to eliminating plastic from this area. It's been brought up that maybe this isn't a real problem, but I'd like to bring to the attention to the council that the landfill in Santa Maria that is often the source of waste for many cities in this area is scheduled to run out of room in the next 5 years. It seems like you and the county of Santa Barbara and the city of Santa Maria alike could save yourself the future headache and be proactive in banning these single-use plastic bags. I think there are a number of issues that have been brought up that are very worthy, but I think it's also been brought to the attention that the model that is being inspired is one that takes into account the rights of the grocers, the businesses, and the environmental institutions alike. So with that, I encourage you to move forward with this legislation, and thank you for your time.
Mr. Hotchkiss.
Quick question. I suspect you misspoke. You said you're against all plastic or plastic. You're just talking about plastic bags.
Plastic bags.
Thank you.
Andy Schrader will be followed by, I think, Andrea left. So after Andrea, James Smallwood.
Hi, I'm Andy Schrader. I've been involved in this issue since AB 1998 failed in 2010. First of all, I urge you to look closely at the supposed recycling of plastic bags. Follow the entire recycling cycle and know where they end up, because many are simply sent to China and Mexico and burned. You've heard a lot about the environmental impacts of plastic bags in the ocean, so I want to quote the Lorax and speak for the trees. I want to address the proposed paper bags that will be left standing. I strongly encourage you to mandate the content of those paper bags. LA County and Santa Monica both have excellent definitions. Bags that are not made from old-growth forests, for instance, that they are made from a minimum 40% post-consumer content and can themselves be recycled. I encourage you to go even stronger. 100% recycled material paper bags are widely available and will encourage a market and therefore job creation for all the paper we put in our blue bins to recycle. Somebody mentioned the trash in the creek is the remains of the 21st century life. With 7 billion people and counting, every habit we adapt has a greater and greater impact on the planet. We need to move quickly toward a more sustainable lifestyle. This is an easy habit change, not the apocalypse. Cities around the world are doing it. China is doing it. I encourage Santa Barbara to ban the plastic bag. Thank you.
James Smallwood, be followed by Bill Hickman.
Madam Mayor, and members of the City Council, thank you for taking another step forward in environmental stewardship. Several years ago, we worked together as a PAC and eliminated the use of toxic pesticides in our products and adopted an IPM with carpentry, as we said we looked at, and we're going to adopt a similar program as well. Let's be clear here. We use pretty benign labels for our negative impact on the environment. Terms like global warming and carbon footprint. I think in more truthful terms, we're talking about our toxic footprint. And it's important to eliminate as much as possible our toxic footprint, and this is another step forward in doing that. There's an estimated there's an area in the Pacific Ocean called the plastic vortex. It contains about 100 million tons of toxic plastic. So these are not just plastic bags, we're talking toxic. It is 2 times the size of Texas. Probably some of our trash is out there. I'm wondering if anybody here is going to go and clean that up. Maybe somebody from the plastics industry. I'm not sure. Let's not put it in the environment in the first place. So thank you again for taking a step forward. 200 million tons of plastics are produced each year less than 5% is recycled and 10% ends up in the ocean. So this is a really good, it's a step forward in not putting it out there in the environment in the first place. Thank you very much again.
Bill Hudson will be followed by Scott Bull.
Hello, Madam Mayor and City Council. My name is Bill Hickman with the Surfrider Foundation. Thank you very much for considering this important issue. While plastic bags don't have the volume or weight of, as other items that are littered or thrown away, plastic bags do have the dubious honors of being killers of wildlife, along with being a menace in the recycling and waste stream, all the while having an easy solution in reusable bags. While Surfrider is mainly concerned with the impact of plastic pollution in the ocean and coastal zone, I want to talk briefly about how plastic bag recycling is not a solution to the problems and how bags are a hassle at landfills. Santa Barbara recently started to allow plastic bags to be recycled curbside through the blue bins that are collected by Harrison and trucked down to Gold Coast Processing Facility in Ventura. I was able to take a guided tour of Gold Coast a couple weeks ago and was impressed by the overall operation. There's a huge volume of material being sorted by some very hard workers. It's a tough job. Gold Coast is a recycling processor that sells materials, but nothing actually gets converted back to raw materials and recycled locally. A couple of times our tour guide mentioned that they don't care where they sell materials to, as long as they get diverted from the landfill. Gold Coast is a single stream recycling processor. It means you can toss anything recyclable into your blue bin where they are commingled. After it's trucked to Ventura, it gets dumped onto conveyor belts and sorted by a combination of machines and human hands. The valuable items such as plastic bottles, milk jugs, cans, and cardboard are picked out and separated for sale. What's left over at the end of the sorting process is plastic bags, film, and low-quality paper. Since the market of recyclables collapsed, Gold Coast has to pay to have that residual plastic bags, film, and paper shipped to another processor in Riverside County. The final destination is unknown, but the guide mentioned Central America and Asia a couple times. Again, they don't care where it goes. I encourage all of you to take a tour of Gold Coast if possible. While it's great to keep stuff out of the landfill, those plastic bags are starting to get a big carbon footprint, which is not so sustainable. Plastic bag recycling does not work. You don't put a bag in your bin and magically transform into another bag at the store. Last year, I had the privilege of touring the Tahigas landfill out past Toledo. I was even more impressed by their facility and tidy operation.
Can you want that, please?
Yes. Basically, plastic bags are a hassle there. On windy days, they have to put up fencing and hire people to contain them. It's an added cost, basically, to us at the end of the day. Plastic bags are not free. Please pursue the strongest reusable bag ordinance possible. Thank you very much for your time.
Scott Bull will be followed by Christine Fancher.
Madam Chair, members of the council, this is actually a very exciting time, and just really appreciate you guys taking the time to discuss this and letting us all speak. My name is Scott Bull. I'm a Santa Barbara City homeowner and member of the Santa Barbara chapter of the Surfrider Foundation. On behalf of the Surfrider Foundation, our Santa Barbara chapter, and over 30,000 members in the state of California, we stand in strong support of the Santa Barbara City Council to adopt an ordinance to reduce plastic and paper carry-out bags at retailers within the city limits. Now is the time for your leadership and action. It will help reduce the amount of single-use plastics that end up in our storm drains, our beautiful local beaches, and our oceans. Plastic bags are the most ubiquitous consumer item designated to last for minutes, but persists in our marine environment for hundreds of years. I was going to go on and talk about, plastics in the environment and all that, but I think you guys have heard it all so much before, but I do want to actually target something that our community partners put out. That in the city of Santa Barbara uses 29 million bags per year. That's 325 bags per person per year. I know that the attorney had mentioned whether or not we have this huge epidemic of this litter that's in our environment, where it's a big problem. Oh my gosh, there's bags everywhere. But the issue really stands is that we have 20 million bags per year that are produced and wasted in Santa Barbara City. I mean, that is actually a pretty significant number. Whether or not a partial, like a fraction of those end up our oceans and our beaches and our creeks, it doesn't matter. We're still using that many bags in the city, and I think that needs to be addressed. The Where's Your Bag program has been a great first step to educate shoppers and the general public. So certainly launching into a bag ban, it might be an easy fit, but it really is the partial solution. You really need to go that extra step. The most effective option is an ordinance, which levels the playing field for all retailers and helps encourage the use of reusable bags. Our community will adapt and change their behavior, and each of us realizes that we are doing just one simple thing that collectively makes a huge impact. It is about responsibility. So So Santa Barbara City Council, you have this golden opportunity to join the many other communities that have taken the leadership to address the bag pollution and take pleasure in the reputation nationwide. You will also pleasure from the appreciation of our local citizens that you care about our coast and ocean. Thank you guys very much.
Christine Fancher.